What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chad Arms, a.k.a. Chatty Bobby. Buddy.
And my name is Tony, a.k.a. Friday the 14th.
And you know what this is? This is Over the Top with Chad and Tony.
That's right, episode 2.
Episode D. Okay.
Yeah. That first episode went really good, though.
It really did. Thanks to everybody that's tuned in. Thanks to everybody that hasn't. Go watch it. What are you doing?
Yeah, all the links are down below.
For sure, we're fanciest. We're FAF. FAF, fancy as fuck. Look, we've already made our way. We've infiltrated the YouTube algorithms, and now we are on audio platforms. Anywhere you can listen to a podcast with your ears, we're fucking on there.
Yeah, all you gotta do is be driving down the road. Oh, I want to get on Spotify. Let's look up Over the Top with Chad and Tony. Boom, there it is now.
Wham.
iTunes, is it there?
Probably, yeah. Apple Podcasts, Stomp,
everywhere,
Google everywhere, Spotify's, and all them things. Look, episode 1 was a very good success. Thank y'all so much. We talked about gangster movies, and we can kind of recap that episode, kind of tie up some loose ends, if you would.
Oh, yeah.
We did. There was a few that we didn't talk about, and that's because there's so many. We're going to do another episode later.
Exactly. Add on to it, and then, like I said, we've got some other categories that some of these movies could tie themselves into as well, too.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Yeah, I don't know what that hand motion
that's
was.
Awesome,
just
dude.
Tied
like
in there.
Snake.
I watched the Tennessee basketball game earlier, which big win for them. I got my little shot going.
Oh, you shooting them jumples?
Yeah,
making it. Whippy.
Even though that has nothing to do with this episode today.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Episode 1, gangster movies. I know that we did. People were saying that we didn't talk about Blow. We didn't. There's another slew of gangster movies that we didn't get to watch. We've seen Blow. We didn't talk about that one. People seem to kind of get a little taken aback by our thoughts on Scarface.
Yes. Scarface was, our opinion on that was a popular little thing to get us at right there, which we never said it was a bad movie.
You gave it a 6 out of 10?
Yeah.
And we said it was solid. We just didn't say it was in our Chance, shout out to Chance Revolution One
the
Media.
Director.
Closest buddy for the longest. Chance was not happy at our decision,
no,
but you know what? Chance likes candy corn.
This is true.
We take that for what it's worth. Okay,
get out of here with that.
Chance, I love
candy
you.
Corn.
You like candy corn, so we all have different opinions about stuff. But all jokes aside, thank y'all for the support on episode 1.
Yeah, it was awesome. A lot of fun. The live premiere. The live premiere was a lot of fun. The chat was a lot of fun to go with. It was just it was a good time.
Yeah, and so we've decided, because again, we're building this as we fly it. As you see, this is different than where the first one is. We think this is going to be the vibe, but we're going to figure out everything else as far as the set. And again, this stuff that we'll build for the visual side of things. If you're audio, you don't care.
You can't see anything. You're picturing it in your mind.
Yeah, you're using your brain to think of stuff, which is cool. I mean, you could put us on a big, moon with Harry Carey or something. What was it? The moon made of cheese? What did he say?
Hey,
yeah, where's George?
If you were a hot dog, would you eat yourself? I know I would. I'd cover myself in mustard and relish. That'd be so good. Hey.
We're gonna put a picture of Will Ferrell as Harry Carey down here. Because I'm doing really good at professional editing, if you can't tell by those.
I'm really impressed. Knowing you as long as I have.
And I don't edit.
In your YouTube history, you do not edit.
We don't.
And what you worked your magic on, I was highly impressed. You've come a long way, sir.
We're trying to make this a thing, and we're excited about where it's going to go. But episode 1, again, thank y'all. Gangster movies, we talked about that. This is episode 2 now. Now that we did the little prologue or preamble or whatever
all those fancy people call it.
We just talked about the last episode, but now we're going to talk about episode 2. And what is episode 2, Tony?
Episode 2 is baseball movies. Yes. With baseball season being right around the corner, we're a couple weeks away from baseball season. Mm-hmm. I'm a huge baseball fan. I grew up playing baseball my whole life.
Facts.
And all that stuff. I've just always been a big baseball. I'm a football fan as well, but baseball is my number one sport. And there's a lot of great baseball movies out there.
For sure. There's so many, and we're going to talk about a lot of them. Now, there's going to be some that we don't talk about, and it doesn't mean that we can't come back later. We may come back towards the end of the season.
Yeah, but we're trying to keep this within an hour, so you can only talk about so much stuff within an hour. Yeah. So, but yeah, there's so many. There's more. When I was going over a list of baseball, there's a whole lot more than I thought there were.
There really was, bro. And then like the list that I made, and I watched a bunch, but there was some that I didn't get to watch. One of them I'm very upset at myself I didn't get to see.
It's okay. You're not missing much.
But the there's still a bunch we can talk about. What's the best? How do you want to go into doing this? Do you want to just kind of start at some of our favorite ones, or do you want to just kind of...
Yeah, I guess we can start at our favorite ones first, and then just go for and then just roll our way through there.
Right.
You want me to go ahead and start off with this? My favorite baseball movie. Mm-hmm. I don't know how your illustrious baseball career. How long did you play baseball for?
Okay, so I played from when I was. It was coach pitch, so it was 7 and 8s, and I played 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 13. So from 7 to 13, I played baseball.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. And you and I, we've had this discussion before in private and everything. Mm-hmm. You were a hell of a first baseman.
Well, yeah, I was good. I was good first. I couldn't hit sand if I fell off a fucking camel. I bailed out of the box all the time. I was like Henry in Rookie of the Year when he stepped up to the plate.
I was trying to give you props. I was giving you the props of you. You said you were a hell of a first baseman.
No, and I appreciate that. And I did well at first base. I just couldn't hit good.
You were
and
Fred
I had Franklin baseball shoes as my cleats.
Okay.
If that tells you anything. Yeah. And there was no turf, so I should have. But yeah, how long did you play?
I played a lot. I played from growing at 5 years old, like little t-ball, all the way up through high school, and then played a couple years of college ball. Yeah. But yeah, in our family, it was baseball was number one. Me and my brother both played baseball.
Shout out to Taylor.
Yeah, shout out to Taylor. He's watching.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, we just grew up playing baseball. I played football up until my sophomore year, and then realized that I was a 5'10", little bitty scrawny defensive lineman that was just getting pushed around all the time. So I decided to go play baseball and have a little bit of a time having baseballs thrown at me as a catcher. So
catcher that's what you played, right?
Yeah.
And did you say you played any in college?
Yeah, I played at Cumberland University right out here in Lebanon, Tennessee.
Okay. Yeah.
Shout out Ryan. Me and him both, we went to high school together. We went and played at Cumberland together.
For sure. Shout out Trouble Spirits.
Shout out Banana Man. Got the shirt on right here.
That's him. That's his.
Yeah, this is
fire, bro.
Designs.
Yeah. So giving a backstory, that you huge fan of baseball.
Yes.
You played it. You were fire. You was a great catcher. You played college ball, and you still watch it, you know, regularly. What did you say? What was you saying?
I guess that's the long story short of why Bull Durham is my favorite baseball movie out there. Because Uncle Kev, we come back to Kevin Costner again. Uncle Kev,
man, shout out.
It came out in 1988, which I didn't see it till I was probably in high school. I didn't see Bull Durham.
Yeah. I didn't see it till like a week ago.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
But it's just the inside baseball, especially being about baseball and you played it and you've watched baseball. Just the inside things of just everyday life playing baseball. It's just it gets it so perfectly. Just being in the dugout, in the clubhouse, just the relationship between the pitcher and the catcher. Which as a catcher we hate all pitchers.
Really?
Yes.
Just
because Nuke Lelouch is the prime example of
which is Tim Robbins' character.
Yeah, is the perfect mentality of a pitcher. They're only in their own little worlds and all that stuff, and they don't hit.
That's true. They don't hit unless they are Steve Nebraska.
Unless they're Steve Nebraska from the Scout, and then he's just ungodly.
Yeah. So,
but Bull Durham to me, it just. There's a lot of baseball in that movie, which is a big key to me when it comes to watching these. Is how much baseball is involved with it, but it just gets all the little things right. Especially when they're riding on the bus from town to town. Yeah. Just he's telling him to give him tips on what to say in an interview, how to throw a curveball.
Yeah.
Just the lines that Kevin Costner has as Crash Davis when he's talking to Nuke on the mound after
calls everybody meat too.
Yeah, calls him meat because he serves it up.
Yeah.
Well, he hit that one. He hit the bull with that when he won a fucking steak.
Yeah.
But Bull Durham's my number one baseball movie.
Okay, and just speaking on Bull Durham, Tony's been telling me to watch Bull Durham for years, and I finally watched it when we started talking about this, and I thought it was a really, really dope movie.
Yeah.
But it's honestly, as much as it is about baseball, it's just as much about Susan Sarandon.
Yes, being a cleat chaser.
You said a cleat chaser.
A cleat chaser.
I didn't even know what a cleat chaser was, but it makes sense. She's a baseball groupie.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
And she was great in it. I thought it was a really dope movie though.
Yeah, and a lot of Tim Robbins butt cheeks in that one. For some reason.
A lot of bare ass Tim Robbins.
Yeah, and he's a little skinny thing in that movie too.
Yeah, BATR.
Shout out Tim Robbins. Yeah. I know. You're not.
He went on. He went. Do what?
Didn't he die?
Tim Robbins? I don't think. Over under that Tim Robbins passed away.
Cut that out.
No, let's look it up.
I think Tim Robbins
is dead. Tim Robbins dead? Let me look it up.
So. Yeah, look that up. I'm pretty sure Tim Robbins is dead.
I'm gonna go with he's alive, but
I'm putting over under on passed away. But anyways.
Let's look.
Let's see.
I looked up Tom Robbins.
That's not gonna cut it right there.
The boys, we're gonna find it. Look here. The over under that Tim Robbins has passed away.
Yeah.
Tony says he's dead. He is in fact not dead. He's 64 years old. He's alive and well.
Who was I thinking?
I don't know.
I was thinking Bill Paxton. That's who I was thinking, because Bill Paxton is dead, ain't he?
Bill Paxton's definitely passed away, R.I.P. So shout out to Tim Robbins for still being alive. Keep on thriving.
Appreciate you, Bubba.
Yeah,
sorry, I thought you were dead.
Sorry, I thought you were dead. Over under Tim Robbins is alive.
Wow.
Me and Squints went through this same thing on an episode of I Got Some Shit to Say. Shout out to that.
Yes. Shout out Squints.
Shout out Squizzles. We went through that same exact thing with Neil Diamond.
Oh, really?
We said, is he dead? Is he alive? And bruh,
I would have to say Neil Diamond's dead.
Nope, we did too, and he is alive and well. Shout out Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond and Tim Robbins. Shout out y'all.
Y'all the real MVPs, dude. So what was you saying about Riggins?
Joe Riggins, just as the manager in that movie he's fun, especially in the locker room scene where Crash tells him. While they're playing so bad, when he tells him he needs to scare them, gets them all in the shower room. You lollygag on the field. You lollygag off the field.
It's a great impression. Dude, our impressions are
bunch of lollygaggers, Skip.
Lollygaggers, dude. Shout out lollygagging.
Yeah. So Bull Durham.
Shout out Bull Durham, man. Bull Durham's your favorite, man.
Yeah. What would you go? What's one that you would pop up on your list if you were to talk about a baseball movie?
Man, honestly, as far as my favorite baseball movie, I think I'd have to say Little Big League, though.
Really?
Yeah, or Sandlot.
Really? Little Big. I've been telling you, Little Big League is.
Well, I watched Little Big League growing up.
Yeah,
I always was one of the rare people when I was a kid that would rather watch Little Big League over Rookie of the Year, and I love Rookie of the Year, but I like Little Big League more because I don't know, I just like it better.
Yeah, and even as an adult, it's to me. As an adult, going back and watching Rookie of the Year and Little Big League. Little Big League is the better movie.
Yeah, for sure.
All around.
Yeah, for sure. And first of all, Rookie of the Year is great. Daniel Stern.
Oh gosh.
Oh my God, dude. Daniel Stern is great in that movie.
Oh, Daniel Stern is one of that's just his lines in that. You just head down, hold the ball,
bro.
It's just when he gets caught in the closet.
Yeah, in the closet. Definitely not shouting out who sang that one, but. Yeah, Little Big League, dude. I think another reason why I like Little Big League is because Billy's character in that.
Yeah, Billy Hayworth.
Billy Hayworth or Haywood or
Haywood. Bailey Haywood.
Billy Haywood. Yeah, his character in that, which is played by the same kid that played the video game Savant in The Wizard with Fred Savage.
We don't have the fancy button, but ding,
ding, ding, ding. Survey says
he got that one.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, fun fact, dude. Fun fact. The kid that played, and I have to look up his name, but the same, and we'll put the graphic on the screen. But yeah, the kid from The Wizard is the same kid that played Billy Haywood.
Interesting.
But I think I like that movie so much because he's such a stat nerd about baseball, and that's how I am.
Yeah, exactly.
When I was watching baseball, that's how I am about football. That's how I am in general. It's just I like stats, and I like it's kind of like Rain Man mentality, I guess.
That and all the major league player cameos that you get in that movie.
Yeah, dude.
There's
Ricky
just
was
so
such
many.
a beast in that movie.
Well, who would have thought that you would see King Griffey Jr. as the bad guy in a movie?
Yeah, he was just a badass.
Yeah, he was just a badass, but he's pretty much the bad guy in that movie.
Yeah, I would say Little Big League or Sandlot because Sandlot is just
just the nostalgia factor. Just the nostalgia. Try to spell that word. Nostalgia factor with.
I'm not trying that
with the Sandlot. Man, it's just one we grew up on, and all these are. Little Big League was 94, 93, and I think Sandlot was just the early 90s
Early to mid '90s, it was. I mean, Angels in the Outfield was that same time frame.
Yeah, Angel. Look at the cast of Angels in the Outfield in that one. You got Tony Danza as the pitcher. Shout out Tony Danza.
Shout out Tony Danza.
You got Matthew McConaughey playing center field.
He sure was.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that. That's one I didn't rewatch, but I watched it all the time as a kid. And I remember Joseph Gordon-Levitt as a kid was in it.
Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in it. You got Danny Glover as the manager in that one. But yeah, Matthew McConaughey playing center field in Angels in the Outfield.
Man.
With Tony Danza pitching.
Yeah, and Angels in the Outfield is a great one, but
there it is. You got to get it once an episode.
Sandlot.
Yes.
Sandlot is a staple.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And I think I'd probably put Sandlot over Little Big League as my favorite baseball movie, probably. Just because...
It's the one you probably watched the most.
Bro. Yeah, I've watched it the most for sure.
Yeah, I mean, as a kid...
Quotables.
In the early 90s, especially in our age range and everything, it was just... That movie was watched every summer, multiple times every summer, and during baseball season. It was just... Yeah. Constantly watched.
Not to mention, I mean, not only the sayings and just pop culture and all that. One of my closest friends, his name is Squints.
Yeah,
which is he got his nickname Squints for multiple reasons, but one of the reasons was because of Squints from Sandlot.
So, I guess that's for the picture up on the wall there. Huh?
For sure. Yep.
Well, a little known fact: we had a guy on our high school baseball team that we referred to as Smalls. Because he looked exactly like Smalls from the.
Was he annoying and shitty at baseball like him too at first?
He was shitty at baseball, but he was a real quiet kid. But he just looked. He
looked just like him.
He was a dead ringer for Smalls. So and that name just kind of stuck with him for the rest of his life. He still goes by Smalls.
Yeah. Well, I would say it's one of them too. But there's so many that I like. You want to throw one out there and talk about some more?
Well, I mean, if you're going to talk about those, you guys also have to talk about, we'll just bump them in together with Major League and Major League 2. You got Major League in 1988 and then Major League 2 that came out 5 years later in 94 with, just the cast and that. You got Tom Berenger. Yeah. You got...
so it was... From Major League 1 and Major League 2 was 6-year difference?
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, 94. Yeah, because that's why you didn't have Wesley Snipes in the second one.
Because he was out doing Passenger 57 and shit like that.
Passenger 57. Yeah. It wasn't time for him to be a vampire yet in Blade. So.
Well, we can talk about that because first of all, Major League 1 and 2, great. I think Major League 2 I like it a lot more. I'm not saying it's a better movie. I just enjoy watching that one.
Yeah, it's more of a comedy.
Yeah, and I liked Wesley Snipes as Willie Mays Hayes. I like Omar Epps better as Willie Mays Hayes though.
Yeah, he brings more comedy to the role, and like I said, more comic relief to the role. And
plus, you get Rube Baker.
Yeah, Rube Baker,
and he's great, dude.
Playboy.
Women,
yes,
you can't live without him, and they can't pee standing up. Why? I mean, such a wise man.
Yeah,
I mean,
and then you got Tanaka.
Tanaka, dude.
Yeah, you can't forget.
You have no marbles.
You have no marbles.
And then you get the dude that played Serrano, I don't know the actor's name.
I think I got it right here.
I'll let you pull it up while I'm talking about it. So the dude that played Serrano, Dennis Haysbert. So that guy, same guy that played Serrano, also played in Mr. Baseball.
Yes,
right. Which I watched for the first time.
Good stuff.
And shout out to my boy The Truth. Shout out to my boy BJ. His favorite baseball movie is Mr. Baseball.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he said it's not debatable. He said LOL. But I thought it was dope.
It's a little dated.
It's dated. It doesn't, I can't even say it doesn't hold up because I never saw it growing up.
Yeah.
So I don't have that connection.
I have a soft spot for it.
Right.
I enjoy it.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because certain movies like that, and future episodes, we're gonna revisit like movies we grew up on and stuff like that we'll kind of be able to talk more about nostalgic type movies. But like, I guess because I didn't see it up until a couple weeks back when I've been doing my homework and stuff for the pod, I thought it was cool though. It wasn't great to me, but I don't have that attachment to it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I have attachment to it, and I know it's not a great movie by any means. I mean, Tom Selleck looks like a dead ringer for Don Mattingly.
And so, quick little fun fact. R.I.P. to my grandfather. He passed away, when I was young, but he was a huge sports fan. He loved the Yankees, and Don Mattingly was his favorite player. But he didn't say Don Mattingly. He would say it like one word. He would say Dun Mattingly. I said, "What are you doing, Granddaddy?" And he would say, "I'm sitting there watching the Yankees, watching Dun Mattingly." Dun Mattingly. That's how he would say it. So that's all. I always liked Don Mattingly growing up as a kid because my granddad loved
that and his killer mustache.
His mustache game was fire, and he was first baseman, correct?
Yeah, he was first baseman.
So I mean, shout out to Will Clark.
Will Clark, man,
what a beast! Was he a pirate and a giant? Or am I thinking of? I'm thinking of Andy Van Slyke.
You're thinking of Andy Van Slyke and Will Clark at the same time. The most I remember of Will Clark as being a giant.
Shout out to the Giants back then when they had Will Clark, Barry Bonds, and Matt Williams. Matt Williams was a problem.
And Bonilla was with the Pirates at that point. But they had what's the dude that caught the foul ball with his bare hand on that team too? Remember what I'm talking about? It was against the Braves. Oh my gosh!
He was a Giants guy?
He was a Giants guy, but he ran into foul territory. He overran the ball and then reached over his head and caught it with his bare hand.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh, that's going to kill me. Anyways.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Shout out to one-handed catches.
Yeah. That guy right off the rail really quickly.
Yeah. But was it Kevin?
Yeah, it was a Kevin.
Big dude. It was the big dude that used to be on the Mariners?
Yeah. Kevin.
Mitchell? Was it Kevin Mitchell?
It's a Kevin. It's a Kevin. I know that.
Shout out to Kevin McAllister. Shout out to Kevin Bacon. I'm gonna look it up, and if you want to keep it rolling.
But with the major league movies, it's like you said, 1 is more of like almost in the rom-com level in a way. Would you say 1 with?
I mean, with Wild Thing and the girl.
Well, no, with Jake the catcher, with Tom Berenger's character.
You're talking about the first one.
The first one.
My bad. Yeah, the first one. Yeah.
The first one's almost like a rom-com. It has its comedy parts in it and everything, but 2 goes full on. We're going goofy comedy with this one.
Yeah.
And making Vaughn go straight-laced and all that stuff. He's mean to kids. He's a jerk to the poor kids.
Is that him?
Kevin Mitchell, you were exactly right.
Come on, bro. Shout out.
Right on top of it.
Rain Man.
But then you had Jack Parkman in the second one, too, that was just a total jerk.
Dude, but he could knock dingers, dude. He could let dingers rip.
And what was awesome about him, too, is he wore the John Olerud-style helmet. He went no-flap helmet.
He did. Shout out to John Olerud. Blue Jays.
Yes.
Correct.
Mets.
And Mets, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, he was the one guy that would wear that hard hat in the field, wouldn't he?
Well, he was the catcher.
I thought John Olerud was first baseman.
Oh yeah, John Olerud. Yeah. You're right.
You're talking about.
I'm talking about Jack Parkman.
Yeah. Okay.
But yes, John Olerud. He wore his helmet at all times. I think he had like a soft spot on his head or something like that. So he had to. You sounded real concerned.
All with 8 W's on the screen.
Oh, just stretch it out. But yes, Olerud was a helmet wearer all the time.
Helmet wearer. I was a window licker as a child.
And then
go ahead.
Jack Parkman, he was a no flap helmet wearer.
Yeah, that movie's great. Like I said, man, Major League and Major League 2, both great movies. I just enjoyed. I watched them. I rewatched both of them because I hadn't seen them since. It's been a minute, years, but. They still hold up to me.
Oh, yes.
And Corbin Burnson is annoying in it, but he plays like a fun role for everybody to like pick at.
Yeah, Dorn.
Yeah, Dorn. Especially when, and then the chick that I forgot her name, but the owner.
Oh yeah. That's trying to sell the team.
Trying to sell the team. Yeah. So I thought both of those were good, man, and they both hold up. But definitely 2 is more.
It's a funner watch.
Yeah, for sure. It's more wacky.
A funner watch. Yeah, it rolls out there a little. It's a lot easier. Well, I don't want to say easier. Easier is not the right word. It's just more enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's more of a better good time. A better good time.
Better good time, dude. BGT, baby. Yeah. Better good time.
Two people that will butcher the English language the most.
Just started a podcast together. Strap on your seatbelts or strap. Yeah, put your seatbelts on because you're going to fucking wreck. A few times, we're going to get back on the road, but we're going to run off that median and hit the and we're going to have to get back on it. It's going to wake us back up.
Now, were you a Bad News Bears fan, like the old school Bad News Bears?
Man, I'm going to be honest with you. I got the Bad News Bears movies on my Vudu from the Disc to Digital stuff for like a couple bucks a piece, right?
Yeah.
I rewatched the first one. I think it was okay.
Shout out Walter Matthau.
I didn't even get a chance to watch the 2 sequels. definitely know he's dead.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes,
we
definitely know that one.
Not that
we don't have to look it up
with it, but we know that he's passed away. Grumpy Old Men was great. So was the sequel, Grumpier.
But they're dated. They're the first one I enjoyed.
I didn't see the sequels. Yeah, I have them. I hadn't got a chance to watch
the sequels. The second one, they go to Houston and play like this all-star team and all that stuff, and they have to make the trip down there for that. And then the third one, they go to Japan, which the second and third one do not have Walter Matthau in them.
Yeah,
and so they're. I watched them when I was little. They're dated to me.
Yeah,
they're. I mean, you put them on the list of baseball movies.
Yeah,
I guess you'd have to.
Yeah. So what about Benchwarmers? You ever seen? Did you watch that one?
Yeah, that's
the Happy Madison one.
Yes. Okay. It has
John Heder, Napoleon Dynamite, and you had Rob Schneider.
and
David Spade.
Yeah, David Spade. Yeah, that's the one I was looking for. David Spade. I ticked it.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that one was fun. I had never seen that one, and that's the first one that I watched whenever we decided we were going to do baseball movies as the second episode. So I was like, I'd always had it like, because a lot of the Happy Madison ones are hit and miss.
Yes.
And that was not a baseball pun since we're doing that, but this one I did enjoy though.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's not anything special.
No.
It's a typical Happy Madison style written.
It's a good one to break up in between, like especially because you have a lot of serious baseball movies too.
Yeah, which we can get into that too because we've been mostly talking about the comedic ones.
Yeah,
or the comedy based ones, but like. Then you've got, like I said, The Scout, which I had never seen until right before like 2 days ago I watched it.
It's one that hardly ever gets brought out. I mean, it's a little far-fetched with everything, but it's a fun watch to me.
And the thing about it is, though, it's not any more far-fetched than Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, like, Brendan Fraser, I thought was good in it. Albert Brooks was good in it. There's not a lot of baseball in it, though.
No, very little.
They play at the very end.
In the very beginning when they finds him down in Mexico.
Yeah, and it's mainly just about him and Albert Brooks, like, trying to figure everything out.
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool. It wasn't nothing great, but I thought it was cool, though.
Well, and he like, strikes out everybody in one game. Don't he?
Yeah, like 27 up, 27
down. 27 up, 27 down, and strikes out everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's Steve freaking Nebraska.
He's Steve Nebraska, dude. And you said you watched 8 Men Out, which I didn't watch that one.
That was actually a first time watch for me. Was watching 8 Men Out, which was it's a good one. It's from 1988.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the 1927 White Sox team that took money to throw the World Series. It has Charlie Sheen's in that one. Michael Rooker, your boy John Cusack is in that one. We know how much you love John Cusack.
First of all, let's go and put the phone down. John Cusack, look, I always was thinking, I thought you were cool in some of your movies and shit. I thought you were good in some of those like 80s like rom-coms you did. Say Anything, whatever.
Yeah, all those, the Rat Pack ones.
Identity, I love that movie, Identity.
That's a good one, yes, yeah.
And then I was like, but I always thought you were just kind of a whatever actor, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. I'm just like, you're not a great actor, but you're not terrible. You're just kind of a middle-of-the-road guy. Then a few years back, me and my buddies went to a horror convention.
Oh, was that down? Oh, that was down at Dawn of Days of the
Dead.
Yes,
at Days of the Dead. And John Cusack was one of the people that was going to have a table and meet people and all this.
Oh, yes.
And for one, he wore this really weird, like, trench coat looking thing.
Yeah, he was like off in the corner.
He was off in the corner, and not only that, it was like $75 to get an autograph with him, and he wouldn't even take pictures with them.
No, it was just him to scribble on
he didn't talk to people.
No.
And we didn't have any desire to meet him and get pictures with him or nothing. But, like,
he was big leaguing people.
He was and you're John Cusack, dude.
Yeah, you're John Cusack.
Fucking Tony Todd was there shooting the shit with everybody. He's the fucking candy man.
And you're John Cusack, just
you're
big
John Cusack.
People. Ridiculous.
So ran over. What was we talking about? John Cusack? Oh, he's an
8 Men Out.
Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, it's a good one. It's like I said, it's a little dated with it dealing with the 20s and stuff, but it was a good watch. I think Olive Films put it out on Blu-ray and everything. So
dope. Okay,
that's how I picked it up and watched it. It was good. It's got quite a bit of baseball in it, but of course you know what's going on with that when you know that they're taking money and then they get banned for life and all that stuff, which pretty much is the story behind Field of Dreams, which we can just run into Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
Talking about 8 Men Out, which this is probably where we'll upset most people with, because I know Field of Dreams is up there on the top of a lot of people's list when it comes to baseball movies.
Another banger from Uncle Kev.
Yeah, it's a banger. It's almost, to me, when it comes to baseball, a great comparison that I would make Field of Dreams to in baseball movies would be Scarface.
Okay, explain.
Everybody, it's up there on everybody's list, but it's not one. There's a whole lot more baseball movies that I would rather pull off the shelf than Field of Dreams. And
I think Field of Dreams is a really well made movie.
It's a great movie.
I do like it, but I'm kind of the same way with it. I don't think that it's. What do you think it is about it that people?
I don't think there's enough baseball in it for me.
Okay, well, I feel the same way about it as far as like where it doesn't get higher up. But like even so, because then you have what do you think it is about that movie that people put it so high up for? Just because
it's a fabulous. I mean, it's a fantastic movie, and of course you got Kevin Costner that just steals the show in that movie, and then James Earl Jones is in it as well. But it's just it's just shot well. I mean, you got If You Build It, We Will Come. The cornfield, and he makes the baseball field out there. It's shot amazing. The script's amazing and all that. It just doesn't have enough baseball in it for me.
Okay, I feel that. Well, we're on that kind of wavelength as far as those style of baseball movies, so we can kind of stick around like the more serious tone ones. 42 is a great movie. Yeah. I love Boseman. Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace. Chadwick Boseman, man, that's just so sad.
Oh my gosh,
it's such a dope actor.
That's what we were talking about the other night. If he was still alive and we were getting more movies with him and Michael B. Jordan would have been, because we got the first Black Panther with both of them in
which I haven't seen the second one, but
I haven't either. But just the possibility of getting them two in more movies together, it just took it away from. But going back to 42, that movie is great. You got Harrison Ford playing the owner of the Brooklyn Dodgers. You got Chadwick Boseman playing Jackie Robinson, and just the power of that man, just the self-control of the things that he was able
to deal with
and go through just to play baseball.
Yeah, for sure.
Just to play and he was getting it not just from fans, he was getting it from other players, he was getting it from other owners, he was getting it from the coaches. Yeah. It was just relentless, and he just went out on the field and just proved them wrong, and the rest is it. That's why he's the only player in Major League history to have his number retired.
Fire.
So, and that's why they have a Jackie Robinson Day during Major League Baseball season.
Yeah, and Chadwick Boseman was so good as an actor in general, but being able to do character piece movies like that one, and then Get On Up, where he was James Brown.
Exactly, yeah.
He killed that movie too, bro, as far as James, but like he's so dope in that movie, and it blows my mind to realize that less than 100 years ago, that's how the world was.
Yeah. Well, and
Isn't that crazy to think about?
Jackie Robinson, it was just a short 70 years ago. 70 years ago, under 100 years ago, Jackie Robinson was having to deal with that. It's absolutely crazy.
No, I mean just society as a whole was like that. It's just crazy to see where we've came from then. It's just wild.
Yeah, and then another one that deals with that time too. I don't know if you watched it. I'm not a fan of the movie, but did you say you watched Cobb?
No, I didn't. Oh, okay. When you said that it wasn't all that great, I didn't try to cram it in there.
It doesn't have a lot of baseball. There's very little baseball to it, and Ty Cobb was a piece of shit of a human being anyway, so it's not even.
Damn,
it's not even worth it. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame baseball player, but he was a piece of shit of a human being.
Piece of shit count. That's 3.
Yeah, he was terrible. And then another one that deals with that time, another one that I'm probably going to upset people with, that it's not up there on my list, is The Natural.
Well, and I caught flack from Squizzles because I didn't get a chance to watch The Natural because I was trying to cram so many baseball movies in to my watch list before the time for us to shoot this podcast, because we're dropping episodes every week.
Yep.
And I had a choice between Natural as the last movie I had time to watch, between Natural and Hardball. and I picked Hardball.
You did it. As tough as it is, you made the right choice.
But I am still going to watch The Natural. But my apologies for that. But like, you want to speak on The Natural?
I don't think you have any apologies whatsoever. I'm not a big Robert Redford fan. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a fan of. I mean, it's an okay movie to me, but I'm not a fan of The Natural. I don't like it. I'm not a big Robert Redford fan. I mean, you get little baseball here and there. Him hitting the lights out, it's like, whatever. I'm just go ahead, trash me.
Feather ruffler, dude.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of The Natural.
Friday the 14th, the feather ruffler.
It's not one.
No, that's fine, bro. Like, I hadn't even watched it yet, so I'm really getting more flack thrown at me in the comments probably that I haven't seen it, more than you've seen it and just didn't like it that much.
Now, one that I will say, another one that you said that you weren't able to watch is 61.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying, dude. I just ran out of time.
Yeah,
because we're shooting 2 episodes a week of the other podcast. I got a lot going on, so I didn't get a chance to sit and watch. There was 3 that I missed out on. It was 61, The Natural, and 8 Men Out.
Oh, okay.
That was the 3 that I didn't get to watch.
Yeah.
But you go ahead and speak about 61.
61, directed by Billy Crystal.
Shout out to BC, man. Yeah. Billy C, baby.
They originally shot it for HBO, but it does have a Blu-ray release and everything. If you want to watch it, it's on HBO Max. But it deals with Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris, the year that Roger Maris hit 61 home runs and all that stuff. And it gets into the behind the scenes of how Mickey Mantle was as a ball player. He loved to party just as much as he loved to play baseball.
I like to party.
Yeah.
And
Roger Maris was the total opposite of Mickey Mantle, but just as good of a ball player. Mm-hmm. Roger Maris would rather go home to his family after a ball game, where Mickey Mantle would rather go out to the bars and all that stuff.
Right, and get around the floozies.
Yeah, floozies.
You know what we said last time?
Shout out Episode 1 with the floozies.
I was trying so hard not to cuss out. Who was it I was trying not to cuss out? Sharon Stone's character in Casino. And I did better than I usually do.
You did a real good
job.
But
I tried so hard. But yes. I tried to fart.
Shout out Akon.
Yeah, Akon is 61. Did you see The Rookie? With
I've seen it before. It's a good movie. It's a
Disney movie with Dennis Quaid.
Yeah.
So is it pretty good?
It's a good movie. It hits you in the feels right there. It's based on a true story about a high school pitcher that they won some game, and he went out to a scout tryout and came out there throwing mid-90s fastballs as like a 40-year-old, and got signed by the Tampa Bay Rays and played I think 3 or 4 years in the Rays minor league system.
Hell yeah!
So cool. And then had Dennis Quaid play him in a movie.
Dennis Quaid, great actor, terrible singer.
Yeah, oh no.
Terrible singer. If you want to look up the most cringe thing you've ever seen, other than Corey Feldman performing live on a Today Show, look up Dennis Quaid, Today Show. He's trying to be, anyways, bad, really bad. But great actor, though.
Yes.
League of Their Own, you want to move on to that one?
Oh, League of Their Own.
One of the best, bro. One of the best ones.
But you know what surprises me about A League of Their Own is you don't hear a lot of, when it comes to baseball movies, you don't hear a lot of people talking about it.
It's because it's women's baseball.
Exactly. That's what me and Jordan watched it the other night.
Yeah.
And it is such a well-done movie.
It's great, man.
It hits you in the feels in certain part, especially that at the end where they're all together at the Hall of Fame and everything, and it's
great. I love the movie, man. I rewatched it, in the last couple of weeks, and all the performances were great in it, man.
Gina Davis
was great.
But that's what I was looking up too. Gina Davis,
Madonna, when she looked like a pretty lady. We're gonna put what Madonna looks like in A League of Their Own here, and then we're gonna put. She looks like E.T. now. So we're going to put that right. Whoop.
Wow. That's not the Madonna.
What are you doing, Madonna? And she's dating like 28, 29-year-old rappers now.
Is she really?
I
didn't know that
confused.
Part. She's a weirdo. But
her basketball. What
about Rosie O'Donnell playing third base in that movie?
She was great in it.
I think that was one of her first roles too. Was
Rosie O was killing it. I thought it makes sense. Makes sense.
Then she got her TV show probably after that. Her
oh my gosh, she did have a sit-down show for some years, dude.
Yeah.
And the little kid, what's the little kid's name?
Stillwell.
Grown up Stillwell at the end. Mark Holton, old Chubbs from Teen Wolf.
Bingo.
I have to bring up Teen Wolf in every episode.
I watched it the other night, and at the end when they're all in there in the Hall of Fame, and adult Stillwell is standing there. That did not come to me that's Chubbs.
Yeah, Francis.
What about when he gets smacked in the face as a kid with
he got slap fucked in that damn.
I mean, Tom Hanks was on another level as a manager in that movie. What about when he first gets the job and he comes into the clubhouse and goes over to the... I mean, that's like Austin Powers level. It just stands there and keeps going and going
and going.
And of course, the famous line, "Are you crying?
Yeah,
are you crying?"
Yeah, he lost his mind a couple of times.
Yeah,
but that's a great movie. It's definitely one of the best.
Little known fact: Hans Zimmer did the music to that movie.
Shout out to Hansi Z, baby.
That's a little fun fact. I didn't know that till Jordan pointed that out to me. That
he's the score goat.
Yeah, he's just and that's early '90s Hans Zimmer, and just he hit his like masterpiece level once he hit like the 2000s. Mm-hmm. And that's when you really found out who Hans Zimmer is. But we're talking about baseball movies.
No, but that was related because he did the music for it.
Yeah.
So another one that I didn't rewatch, but I've seen it. It's been a while. Was Babe, and I don't remember thinking Babe was all that great when I saw it.
Yeah, I rewatched it. I rewatched it a couple weeks ago.
I love John Goodman.
But it didn't hold up at all. Yeah. At all. He's too big to be playing Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth was a rather large guy, but he wasn't John Goodman
at that time. Big.
I mean, he was big, but he was athletic.
Right.
John Goodman was just big. But
he was a big old boy.
You don't get many movies about Babe.
Yeah. R.I.P. to Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
John Goodman is very alive.
I love John Goodman. Now he's
John
best in Roseanne.
Oh, dude, Dan Connor.
Dan Connor was the best.
For sure. It's one of the greatest TV shows ever.
Now, what about one that we watched probably not too long ago? Mm-hmm. A rather newer one is Moneyball.
Moneyball, great movie, dude. Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill. I just love it because it's like the draft day of baseball movies.
Yes.
Which you need to watch draft.
Yes, I'm going to write.
But if you like Moneyball, you're going to like, because you love Kevin Costner.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that same vibe. Because it gives you that side of it, and Jonah Hill was great in it.
Oh, just the stat, especially being a stats guy.
Yeah, being a stats guy, and that's what Jonah Hill was.
Oh, it just deviled into it.
It was great. It was funny. It had a good story behind it, and it's based on a true story.
Yeah, it's based on Billy Beane and how he orchestrated just putting a winning baseball team together for no money.
No money, bro. And Moneyball was great. Was that 2011?
Yeah, 2000. Yeah, it's Moneyball is fantastic. It's steadily jumped up on the baseball list and movies in general because it's just a great movie all the way around. Because Brad Pitt just kills it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Brad Pitt's he's probably one of my favorite actors out there too.
He's one of the best, bro, for sure. So before we get to that one, here we go. Mr. 3000.
Mr. 3000. Watched that one the other night too. It's a fun one. That was probably like my third time seeing that one.
Yeah.
Bernie Mac, rest in peace, Bernie Mac.
R.I.P. Bernie Mac.
He taken way too soon, which it's been over 10 years since he's passed away. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, it's just sad, man. He had so many years ahead of him.
Oh my gosh! But and then a little fun fact in that one, you got Big Paulie from Goodfellas playing the manager in that one.
Yeah.
With his, I think he maybe has 10 lines total in the whole movie.
Dude, if you can find a screen grab of his shoes,
I will find a screen grab of his shoes.
Bruh.
He's
Paulie from Goodfellas is the manager in Mr. 3000. I had never seen Mr. 3000 until this, and I got it on my Vudu and I watched it. I thought it was good. Bernie Mac's funny in anything, but I thought the story was cool. About him thinking that he had 3,000 hits when in fact he was 3 hits short.
Yep.
And then
being the arrogant jerk and everything to everybody, and then he's kind of goes into like a mentorship in the short amount of time he's there with the young new guy that's arrogant and everything.
Yeah. Mr. 3000. We can talk about. Okay, here's one. Trouble with the Curve.
Trouble with the Curve.
It's not. I mean, it's more of like on the other side of things.
Yeah, it's like the inside baseball stuff of it with Clint,
which was cool. It was Clint Eastwood. I think Clint Eastwood directed that one.
And Justin Timberlake's great in that movie too.
JT, are you with me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that man can do anything. Anything that Justin Timberlake sets his mind to,
You can do everything Justin Timberlake can do, Tony.
No, I can't.
You just have to set your mind to doing it, dude.
I ain't got the twinkle toes that he's got.
You got the twinkle toes, and you could sing. Dude, don't sell yourself short, Tony. I've heard you sing, and I've seen you dance, dude. I think you can do both.
Well,
Justin Timberlake, watch out, dude. No.
Yeah, he lives here in town, so, you know.
Who doesn't? You know what I mean?
This is true. Everybody and their mother moves to Nashville. Get out.
fuck out of here.
Get out.
So yeah, Trouble with the Curve. You had here's another one that's doesn't ever get lumped in as baseball movies. The Fan.
That is a good.
De Niro,
yeah,
Snipes.
De Niro, Wesley Snipes. He reminds
like
me
a thriller,
of,
which is it's the only one on here, I guess, that would be considered a thriller that's baseball.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, because De Niro plays the obsessed fan.
Yeah,
and then what he kidnaps, I think Wesley Snipes' son in it and everything.
Yeah,
and Wesley Snipes reminds me because he plays for the Giants. It looks like they're trying to make him
Barry
like
Bonds.
Barry Bonds in that movie and everything.
I thought that was a great movie, man. Of course, De Niro's. Like I said in the episode 1, De Niro, Pacino.
He almost pulls out The Last Boy Scout. Remember in The Last Boy Scout?
Very, very similar vibes.
And where he gets to be the home plate ump. But what gets me is in that movie, how the hell are they playing baseball in that monsoon? It is raining so hard in that movie.
Dude,
there's puddles flying everywhere, but no, the umpire's like, no, we're going to keep playing. It's all good. The grass is completely, it's a marsh out here. Good. No slick balls or nothing like that.
Shout out to Slick. Shout out to Slick.
That's
balls.
What she said. Zinger.
But yeah, The Fan was a good one.
Yeah, it's fun. And it just got released by Mill Creek.
Mill Creek, man. Send your boy some shit. I used to sponsor your boy until I quit making videos.
Yeah, man.
Is there any that we've left? There's one that I know we need to talk about.
Yeah, there's one I know.
Hardball, man.
Do we just go ahead and get to
Let's talk about Hardball, man.
And this was your first time watching this one,
yeah,
correct?
So I've been wanting to see Hardball. I had to, first of all, I bought the Hardball soundtrack when it came out.
Yes.
Because I believe So Def put it out.
Probably
strike one, caught you by surprise. Strike two. Shout out to Sammy, Lil Wayne, Lil Zane.
Wow.
And every other Lil at the time snapped on that song. Lil Bow Wow was probably on it.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of Lils.
Lil Brat?
Da Brat.
Okay.
Lil Brat. I don't know who Lil Brat is, but
it sounded good to go in. It sounded good.
But yeah, I had never watched it because I heard everybody that watched it talk about how sad it was, and I was like, man, I did the same thing with Green Mile, bro. I waited, and Jordan and Tony kept telling me, you got to watch Hardball. You got to watch Hardball, and this was the opportune time for me to watch it.
Yep.
And I, as a grown man, I'm fixing to be 40 years old this year. I wept like a child. And I knew what the ending was going to be.
Yeah, you knew what was coming. And
it was such a dope movie, man. But the ending was just so sad, bro.
Poor little G baby.
But salute to whoever directed that movie and who wrote the script and all of it for going that way. Yeah, because they could have. All these other movies that we watch don't go that way. They everybody always ends up winning the game or getting the girl or something.
This
you know
one,
what I mean?
You just gotcha,
man. And Keanu Reeves, everybody jokes about his acting. It's kind of like along the lines like Nick Cage acting, kind of. I thought he did really good in this. It wasn't like that awkward, over the top.
Well, you can see the change in him from the beginning. He's a constant gambler in the hole and everything, and then you can see what the kids helped him more than he helped the kids.
Yeah, for sure.
Great
movie. And Michael B. Jordan as a kid.
Early Michael B. Jordan in that one.
All the kids. And you know what's crazy? When I was looking up the IMDb stuff about it, the majority of those kids that played in that movie didn't even really go on to act anymore.
Really?
Like
G-Baby?
G-Baby didn't do. I think he did like one other movie after that.
Oh, really? What about the Pitcher Kid? The Pitcher Kid, he didn't?
The one that had asthma still acts.
Okay.
But like other than Michael B. Jordan, a lot of the other ones that I looked at didn't really do a lot after that. And the guy that was his gambling buddy in that movie, we can I guess move into this. The guy that was his gambling buddy in that movie played Dustin in Eastbound and Down. John Hawkes, yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
So Eastbound and Down. This isn't a movie, but Eastbound and Down is one of my favorite TV shows.
You had to interlude it in here with this.
Ever. Kenny fucking Powers, dog.
Just a man. Just an absolute man.
If y'all don't have look, you need to subscribe to HBO Max just to watch Eastbound and Down. Yes. And you get to curb your enthusiasm.
It's only four seasons.
Yeah, and honestly, the season 4, I was hyped when they came because they only wrote 3 seasons for that show.
Yeah.
But the demand for it was so high that they did another season, and I only watched it one time through, and I didn't really like the last season that much. Yeah. Because at that point, you could tell that they had I don't know. The first 2 seasons, though.
Oh, sure. Great.
Dude, Kenny Powers is one of the greatest characters ever written for
because you can't say person because he's a piece of shit of a person.
Oh, dude, but Danny McBride.
But he's one of the greatest characters ever made.
It's such a great show, man, and it's completely baseball driven.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Which is so fire. I mean,
and didn't Danny McBride say he pretty much based Kenny Powers off of John Rocker?
I assumed he did.
Because you have to go. It's just John Rocker all the way around.
John Rocker for sure, bro. I mean, that dude was a shit stirrer.
Yes.
When he played for Atlanta.
Yeah, he loved to pick on the Mets.
He definitely did. He was not a Mets fan in the slightest. No. But Kenny Powers, we had to bring that up, and obviously too, we talked about it in the last episode. I think did we talk about Ashley Schaefer in the last episode for some reason?
I don't think so. But no,
me and Squints talked about Ashley Schaefer.
Yeah, Ashley Schaefer is one of the greatest characters ever made too.
Yeah, dude, I can feel it. Feel it all the way down in my plums. Take him down to farmer's market, dude. When he starts going off and he starts saying, you know, talking about taking his woman down to bed, and and his son walks in. I let the boy watch.
Let the boy watch.
Eastbound and Down is so fucking good.
Oh, it's
Danny McBride and Jody Hill make
the
a
best
great team
combo,
bro, because that show is amazing. I thought Vice Principals was funny. Also, I don't know. I think Jody Hill had helped him with that one, but then like the
newer show that's
the new show with Adam Devine and John Goodman.
Yeah,
bringing that back around.
Righteous Gemstones.
Righteous Gemstones. I've watched the first 2 seasons of that. I don't know how many they're on now, but I need to catch up on that. But Eastbound and Down is great, dude. It's great.
Great one.
So, is there any that we left off?
Yeah, I've got one. Yeah, one. I don't know. I think when we were talking earlier, I don't think you said you saw this one, but Summer Catch with Freddie Prinze Jr.
I didn't watch. I saw it like on the list, but I was like, well, are we going to watch that one? Because I should have, but I heard it's good. Right?
Yeah, it's a fun one. You get quite a bit of baseball. It deals with the Cape Cod League up in Maine and all that college baseball players, but it's rom-com. You got Matthew Lillard's in that one. He plays the catcher. You got Freddie Prinze Jr. You got Brittany Murphy's in that one. R.I.P. Brittany Murphy. I was always a Brittany Murphy fan.
She was so
talented,
so talented, a beautiful woman, so talented, great actress, and she just demons, bro.
Yeah. But
wasn't that like? Didn't she like pass away from like overdose or something?
I'm not sure.
It was something.
It's something not good.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
I don't want to speak ill.
She did great in that movie. Or 8 Mile as well.
Yeah, 8 Mile. Shout out 8 Mile. Yes, but I think that's pretty much my whole list. But I do have a question for our viewers and listeners out there. I've got a list here of who y'all think would be the best manager in baseball movies.
Let's go. Run them off.
All right, if you're watching on YouTube, put it down in the comment section down below who your vote would be. Yep. If you're listening, just do a mental vote for us.
Shout out to mental votes.
Yeah, mental votes. First, we have Lou Brown, the manager of the Cleveland Indians in Major League.
That's my vote. Off Rippington.
Yes, it's a great
Lou one. From Major League 1 and 2 is such a and that mustache off at the mustache alone.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got Jimmy Duggan from Tom Hanks in A League of Their Own. Oh,
there's no crying in baseball.
There's no crying. That's another great manager.
It's a great
manager.
Horrible manager.
Horrible person.
Yeah.
Great man. Well, yeah, he don't even start coaching until halfway through the season. Is that a Yamaha? Suzuki?
Get your motor running.
Head on the highway. Okay,
no, anyways. But he's great. Yeah. I was trying to say TV character managers, and we got that.
Yeah, okay, that works. Okay, then you got Joe Riggins from Bull Durham, the Durham Bulls coach.
Yep.
I got George Knox, Danny Glover from Angels in the Outfield.
Okay.
Then we got Bailey Haywood from Little Big League.
Yeah.
That's a good one, too. Yeah. And then you got Sal Martinella from Rookie of the Year. That's my list of managers.
Gardenholzer.
Roland Gardner.
Yeah. Ruffensnurder.
But yeah,
you need to throw Paulie in with his Grill Masters.
Paulie and his Grill Masters.
No, he had like 2.5 lines in that movie, Mr. 3000.
That's when he would just do a stare down with Bernie Mac the whole movie. He
didn't say anything. I'm like,
nothing. I was like,
why did y'all get him in this movie?
Yeah, how much did y'all pay him to show up in Grill? Sorvino? Yeah, show up in Grill Masters and say 10 lines.
Yeah, dude.
Just show me him that check.
I'm going Lou from Major League 1 and 2. What about you?
I think I would have to go Lou Brown too.
You gonna go Lou?
Yeah, especially in Major League. It's a something, or it's a heart attack thing.
Yeah, dude, it's so great. And when he's getting hype in the hospital, and they're like, the nurse is like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm watching this British TV shit." That's great, man.
Yeah, I'd have to go Lou Brown as my
Y'all hit the comment section up.
Let us know or if we missed a manager that y'all think we missed.
Or whatever movies we didn't talk, because there's some baseball movies we may have missed out on. And if you disagree with us on some of them, that's fine, bro.
Yeah.
You can comment. We're going to interact with all of y'all. But I think this was a solid episode, man.
It was a fun episode.
This was a fun one, man. Episode 2 is in the books. Baseball movies. Well, let's talk baseball movies.
Let's do it.
I think that we did. And again, guys, the link will be in the description. The smart link. That's all the spots you can get the podcast. Whatever audio version you want to listen to, the YouTube link, all that will be in this down below. But hit the comment section up and let us know more about what y'all want to see from the show. Whether it's segments or topics or whatever, we'll take all that into consideration.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a list of episodes that we want to do. I think we kind of know what we're going to do with episode 3.
Yep.
Which I'm excited about. We kind of pivoted. We had one idea, but we're going to push it back a little bit just for a timing thing. But if y'all have not subscribed to Chatty Bob 1130, hit the subscribe button. We're going to hit y'all every Wednesday with this podcast. Most likely, we're going to do Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central. We did 5 p.m. Central this first time. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to push it back to 7 p.m. just to give people time to get home from work and all that stuff.
Yeah, get you some dinner.
Get you some din-din, some chicken nuggets and French fries with the juice box. Put it on
the big screen TV and just watch it with the family.
Just watch it with the family. Listen to us cuss and talk about people dying or living. Yeah. And watch it with the family, hold hands.
It's a good time.
Drink some fucking Yoo-Hoo in a can and just enjoy life, dude. You know what I mean? Chatty Bobby.
And I'm Tony. And we out this motherfucker.
We out this bitch.